CEO of nvidia Jensen Huang claims AI has now reached a positive feedback loop in which AI is being used to design new AI, and it's happening way faster than you might think. In this video, we'll take a look at how OpenAI's new O1 model is a perfect example of this, as well as what we can expect to see in the next couple of years. Next, we have this video that's been going pretty viral recently. This guy wanted to see if OpenAI's new O1 models could write the code for his PhD research paper. Roughly 6 or 7 prompts later, and about an hour of time, the code that took this guy an entire year to write was right there in front of him. Lastly, 1X Robotics announces their 1X World Model, a new way to train general-purpose robots. By training these robots in a simulation created entirely by real-world data, it seems to increase their understanding of the real world. 1X Robotics believes this can be the key to fully generalizable robots, which would completely transform our society. So jumping right into it, I'm going to play you guys this clip of Jensen Huang talking on stage at a recent Salesforce event because it really sets the stage for the OpenAI news we're going to be talking about later in this video.
When unsupervised learning came along, which allowed us to use language models, to create language models which codify human prior knowledge, using that to now learn multimodal data, from that point forward, the scale was going to be exponential. Now, for everybody here, this is an extraordinary time because in no time in history has computer technology not only moved faster than Moore's law. I mean, Moore's law, for example, over the course of a decade would be about 100x. We are probably advancing at somewhere near 100.
That was our other neighbor in Hawaii, Gordon Moore.
Oh, is that right?
Great person, great leader.
Great person. And so we're at a stage now, we're in an era now where we're moving way faster than Moore's law, and arguably easily Moore's law squared. And the reason for that, of course, is at every single layer, computers went from CPUs to GPUs, from human engineered software to machine learning software, and now this feedback loop that allows us to create new AIs, and these new AIs are helping us create new computer systems, and these new computer systems are advancing at such incredible rates, which allows us to create even better AI. That feedback, that flywheel is really flying now, and so I think the progress that you're going to have with agents over the next year or two is going to be spectacular and surprising.
So as I mentioned earlier, OpenAI's new O1 model is a perfect example of this. As you can see from this depiction, Strawberry, or O1, needs much more compute for inference compared to most LLMs. The reason for this is the way the model works. Instead of relying heavily on data, OpenAI created an automated reinforcement learning system that literally teaches the model in real time to reason better and more efficiently. In OpenAI's O1 announcement post, they stated this: "Our large-scale reinforcement learning algorithm teaches the model how to think productively using its chain of thought in a highly data-efficient training process. We have found that the performance of O1 consistently improves with more reinforcement learning, train time compute, and with more time spent thinking, test time compute." So that's exactly what these two graphs are showing. The O1 model is constantly refining and improving its reasoning in real time, and the longer you give it to think, the longer that process can occur, which increases performance and is why inference is now so important. As OpenAI researcher Noam Brown would say, it's a new scaling paradigm and we're just getting started. This is why we're seeing insane scores on common benchmarks, and if you still don't understand the significance of this new OpenAI O1 model, I highly recommend you go check out AI Explained's latest video because he covers it in depth and explains it really well. Speaking of OpenAI's O1 model, it really did write this guy's PhD code in 1 hour, and all he gave it was his paper's methodology section and some basic instructions. He was actually performing this test while live streaming, and his reaction is absolutely priceless.
No chance. No chance. No chance. No chance. Come on. There's no way. There's no way. What line are you in? 208. Oh my god, it ran! Oh my god, it ran! That's literally what my code does. It ran. It did my code. Like, this is literally, I mean, I know it used synthetic data and like its own function, but that basically did it.
Keep in mind, this model has only been out for a week. We've still barely scratched the surface of what can be possible with these advanced reasoning capabilities, and as we saw earlier, we're just getting started. We also have this tweet from Sam Altman where he says, incredible outperformance on goal 3, even though it took a while. The link he attached takes you to this old OpenAI post titled OpenAI Technical Goals. In this post, we can see the goal 3 he was referring to is right here, build an agent with useful natural language understanding. And a bit further, we plan to build an agent that can perform a complex task specified by language and ask for clarification about the task if it's ambiguous. So here we have Sam Altman himself clearly hinting at the fact that even though it took a while, they now have capable AI agents. And can we just take a moment to appreciate the author list on this old OpenAI post from 2016? I mean, OpenAI really used to be stacked. Back to AI agents though, Sam Altman actually further commented on this in a recent interview. He stated that with the new O1 models, we now have reasoners, which will shortly take us to agents. Take a look.
We have these 5 levels of AI we talk about. The first was chatbots. The second, which we've just reached now, is reasoners. The third is agents. The fourth is sort of innovators, the ability to figure out new scientific information. And the fifth is full organizations. So this move from 1 to 2 took a while, but I think one of the most exciting things about 2 is that it enables level 3 relatively quickly after. And the agentic experiences that we expect this technology to eventually enable, I think will be quite impactful.
So I think it's pretty clear that the next wave in AI is going to be AI agents, systems that can actually take actions for you as they state here. And once again, it seems like OpenAI is already way ahead of the curve here. Now with agents on the horizon, investment in AI infrastructure continues to increase. It states here, Blackrock and Microsoft plan to launch a more than $30 billion fund to invest in artificial intelligence infrastructure to build data centers and energy projects, the company said on Tuesday. And further, the partnership will mobilize up to $100 billion in total investment potential when including debt financing, the company said. So we're truly nowhere near the end of this train, especially with the imminent arrival of agents. In the world of AI robotics, 1X Robotics introduces their new 1X world model. In machine learning, a world model is a computer program that can imagine how the world evolves in response to an agent's behavior. Building on advancements in video generation and world models for autonomous vehicles, we have trained a world model that serves as a virtual simulator for our robots. From the same starting image sequence, our world model can imagine multiple futures from different robot action proposals. It can also predict non-trivial object interactions like rigid bodies, effects of dropping objects, partial observability, deformable objects like curtains, laundry, and articulated objects like doors, drawers, curtains, chairs, etc. They then explain the main robotics problem that World Models aims to solve, and to put it very simply, when training a robot on a new model, it's unclear how exactly it will affect its performance, because even the subtlest change in environment, like lighting or even color, could completely skew the test. So because the real world is a hectic and chaotic place, it's extremely hard to make robots that are capable and reliable in the real world. As they state here, if the environment keeps changing over time, then old experiments performed in that environment are no longer reproducible because that old environment no longer exists. The problem gets worse if you are evaluating multitask systems in a constantly changing setting like the home or the office. This makes careful robotic science in the real world frustratingly hard. Careful measurement of capabilities allows one to predict how capabilities will scale when one increases data, compute, and model size. These scaling laws defend the enormous investment that goes into general purpose AI systems like ChatGPT. If robotics is to have its ChatGPT moment, we must first establish its scaling laws. This is what 1X Robotics is trying to achieve with world models by training the robots on real-world data collected by the robots themselves. It seems to give them a better and more complex understanding of the world around them. We're still in the very early stages of this though, but it kind of reminds me of the simulation hypothesis. With the rapid advancement of AI, we're constantly finding new reasons to create simulations, and if you just follow the trajectory of what this will eventually lead to, I mean, eventually we will have simulations so close to reality that even if you were in one of them, you might not even know. On the topic of AI robotics, I came across this article recently of researchers testing to see if autonomous drone swarms could help prevent wildfires. Imagine a swarm of AI piloted drones flying in tandem, constantly scanning a forest for active or potential wildfires, and then alerting human firefighters or even putting the fires out themselves. I could see this technology being used in other maybe not so good ways, but wildfires cause major issues every year, and having something like this to combat them would definitely help out a lot of people. In other news, Snapchat introduces their new spectacles, the next frontier of AI glasses. These are standalone AR glasses powered by their new operating system Snap OS, and they weigh a measly 226 grams, which is about half a pound. To give you a sense of what they're going for here, here's a short clip from their website.
Getting closer in a new town can be as simple as saying something nice. Like, imagine a rainbow to say hello. So you get a superhero polar bear in red spandex to say see you tomorrow. this guy again. Hey, no waving in the air with that whatchamathingy on your face. Read the sign.
So given the simplicity and convenience of these AR glasses over, let's say, an Apple Vision Pro, I think these could potentially take off, especially if they work as well as they seem to. But what do you guys think? They're planning to sell them as a subscription of $99 a month over the course of a year, which would end up costing about $1,200. So would you buy a pair? Let me know in the comments. They will also be releasing their own text-to-video model within Snapchat for creators, which we really haven't gotten much information about, but I'll definitely be checking it out once it becomes available. On the topic of AI video generation, Kling AI's newest text-to-video model, Kling 1.5, just got a new feature called Motion Brush. This feature essentially allows you to create motion from a still image in any particular direction you like. I'm not exactly sure what use cases this would have, besides of course for video editing and creation, but I thought this was just a pretty cool tool, and if you want to try it out yourself, the link will be in the description. Another cool tool that just released this week was Kolors Virtual Try-On. This is available right now on GitHub, and of course the link will be in the description, but essentially what this tool allows you to do is to try on any piece of clothing you want by simply uploading a photo of yourself along with that piece of clothing. So keeping with the theme and thumbnail of this video, I'm going to upload a picture of Jensen Huang wearing his classic black leather jacket that he always wears. And we'll make him put on a nice suit for a change. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, so this took about 30 seconds and this is the result. It's not great, but it's also really not that bad. I mean, if you think about what this could be like in the future, imagine being able to actually try on the clothes while you're online shopping and not having to just hope they fit you. This could be the final straw for brick and mortar stores. I mean, most people tend to prefer online shopping nowadays anyways, and if you pretty much eliminate all the negatives to it, like buying the wrong size or not liking the way something fits, then I don't see how these physical stores could survive any longer. For the last story of the day, we have some amazing news from Neuralink. It says here, Musk's Neuralink gets FDA's breakthrough device tag for Blindsight implant. The FDA's breakthrough tag is given to certain medical devices that provide treatment or diagnosis of life-threatening conditions. It is aimed at speeding up development and review of devices currently under development. And further, the experimental device known as Blindsight will enable even those who have lost both eyes and their optic nerve to see, Musk said in a post on X. So this is pretty insane. Elon Musk is literally claiming he can cure blindness. The FDA seems to believe him, and we've seen what Neuralink could do in the past. I mean, giving people who are paralyzed the ability to use a computer with their mind is kind of revolutionary, at least for those people. I hope they can succeed with Blindsight as well, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they do. Anyways, that's all the news for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like, and as always, if you want to stay up to date on future AI news just like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button.